LaRon James.
Thanks, Ronald Rice.
Ron P. Diddy Combs.
I'm Ron Swanson.
Whatever you call him, I wanted to look at one of the most important characters in all of Parks and Rec and pick apart what makes this mustached Hoosier tick. But to start it off, we need to take it way back. Ron Swanson, born May 6, 1967, a fact that only Leslie Knope and the fine folks at Baskin-Robbins are privileged to know.
Baskin-Robbins always finds out.
Ron has 4 other brothers, Don, Lon, Vaughn, and Bob. He also has at least one uncle.
Do you have any history of mental illness in your family?
I have an uncle who does yoga.
He cried for the first time at age 7 when he was hit by a school bus. When he was 9, he began to work at a sheet metal factory. 2 years later, he began to work at his dream job, the tannery. Ron attended a local prom at the age of 12, but decided it'd be unnecessary to attend another. His father didn't want him to go to college, so Ron hitchhiked and went to college anyways. In his youth, he developed an affinity for woodworking, which has led to some award-winning chairs. Over time, he became a staunch libertarian and openly works for the government, attempting to accomplish as little as possible. Ron hates lying, loves meat, and loves America. Ron Swanson, even if he didn't have the mustache, he'd still be the most interesting man in Pawnee, Indiana. So, Ron is this grisly, stoic, one-dimensional characterization of a Midwest libertarian, right? A man who's clearly not suffering from any kind of Oedipus complex. Okay, you get it. On the surface, Ron is just like any stern man sitting in a number of offices all around the country. Where the writers excelled is slowly fleshing out this caricature into an incredible character. While Parks and Rec is Leslie's story, Ron's arc is a runner-up in importance, with a portion of the final episode dedicated to closing the arc of the mentor, the protege, and their relationship. But more on that in a minute. So Ron has depth, so much so that trying to sum up everything is crazy challenging. Who could effectively capture Ron's essence? That's right, Ron Swanson. As seen in Season 3's Go Big or Go Home, we see that Ron lives his life by his own version of Wooden's Pyramid of Success, the Swanson Pyramid of Greatness. If you ever want to understand why Ron does anything, check the chart. His love for steak, his hate for skim milk, cabins, self-reliance, buffets, and handshakes. Ron's Pyramid of Greatness culminates to his guiding principle, which is honor. A quality he strives for with all his being. A trait that forces him to speak up in spite of stillness. It's honor that causes him to have backup plans and redundancies in place to protect him from getting back together with Tammy too. Someone who, when he's with, makes him into a man that is not found in the Pyramid of Success. Rules on attire being some of the least of these traits. By the time we meet Ron in Season 1, he's already closed his heart off to love, so to speak. And with good reason. His passion for women who lead him to stray from the Swanson Pyramid of Greatness takes him to places he doesn't want to be. If every time he spirals in relationships in ways that lead him to outcomes other than defined by his worldview, then he seems to have just sworn off getting involved. I mean, maybe if he were to meet someone strong, someone brave, someone who holds honor the same way he does. A warrior, maybe a princess of some kind. Enter Diane Lewis in Season 5's How a Bill Becomes a Law. A strong, confident, single mother principal was such a good yin to Ron's yang. So watching Ron's arc during the season as he begins and develops this relationship with Diane is cute. But his hesitancy to reveal himself and really engage is obvious throughout the entire season. It's cool to watch Ron's demeanor change as the season progresses. And leading into the next season with a small wedding and a newborn baby, Ron's ultimate show of reopening his heart is in Season 6's finale when Ron reveals his Duke Silver alter ego. So where is Ron to grow if the pinnacle of his growth has been reached? Well, Ron's really wasn't a story about love, that was just one factor in his main character flaw. Let's go back to the Pyramid of Greatness. Ron has some inconsistencies on here. He lists teamwork as an aspirational trait right next to selfishness, which seem at odd. Moving down towards the bottom, Ron values friends, but seems to think that he only needs 1 to 3. And in reality, a lot of these traits value independence, which might be a good thing, but what Ron learns from his love story is that his independence, his unwillingness to let people help him to get involved led to a lonely existence. Fast forward to the future year of 2017, and we see that Leslie and Ron have had a falling out. We find out after much deliberation that Ron has forsaken his role of self-reliance and went to Leslie for help. When he was stood up, it must have been confirmation in the same vein as his relationship with the Tammys, that you shouldn't trust people. That's in the pyramid too. In Ron's mind, reliance on anyone outside himself is not a path to honor. This leads to a long, embittered split between Ron and Leslie. When they finally reconcile, I can't help but wonder if Ron adjusts his chart. For example, maybe independence and self-reliance may get replaced with interdependence on those he can trust. As his arc closes, he seems to have learned the value of his friends. Not just surface work friends, but people who are in his corner. People who'd go to bat for him. People who'd drop everything at a moment's notice for him. People who'd give him his dream job. So maybe we scratch off or curve a couple of these. Avoidance of welfare and facial hair, yeah, those are staples. They aren't going anywhere. But anyways, this has been 10K Bill, and thanks for watching. Comment down below what you'd like to hear me talk about next. Support us on our Patreon if you like this show and want to see your name up on the screen, or even just see my videos a little early. Follow me on Twitter at 10kbill to stay up to date on everything I'm working on. And of course, make sure you subscribe for all your entertainment related content.